Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And in today's video we're going to be taking a bit of a detour from DC TV for today's video, as I'm going to be breaking down and explaining for you all what the DC Universe really is. So let's get into it. Now when I say DC Universe, I do not mean DC Comics as a brand in general, because of course you all know what that is. Instead, I mean the recently announced and recently fully revealed DC Universe online streaming service, which is something we've heard about for a while now, but it was officially revealed yesterday that it's going to be called DC Universe, and it's going to be the Netflix style, online streaming service that DC have had advertised for a while. We now know what's going on with it, and we also know all the shows that are going to be there on its debut, so let's get into it. So yes, the service is going to be called DC Universe, which is a pretty simple, name that pretty much wouldn't have taken a genius to come up with, to be honest. I think they could have done something a bit different with the name, but at the end of the day, it's just a name, doesn't matter. But one thing that does make me laugh about this is that isn't the film universe also called the DC Universe? Because I'm pretty sure, obviously we were all calling it the DCEU, and then I'm pretty sure the other month someone came out and said it's called the DCU. So they've really don't know what the DCU actually is, so it's either this or it's the film universe. They need to make up their minds. So just like to note on the name there, I wonder if this will come up somewhere. I really hope it does, just to throw DC under the bus a little bit, but either way, it's just a name, it doesn't really matter. Now, along with the reveal of the name and also the logo, DC also announced the first 4 shows that are going to be on there with also their corresponding logos. And those shows are Titans, which, we knew about. So, most of these we knew about. So we have Titans, we also have Young Justice, Outsiders, Harley Quinn, and Swamp Thing. So I'm going to go through each of these one by one just to kind of break down what they all could be. So I'll start off with Young Justice Outsiders, which, if you don't know, is Young Justice Season 3. There was kind of rumours about Young Justice Season 3 for a long time, about where it was, what state of production it was in, what's going to happen with it. And then it was revealed that Season 3 would indeed happen, but it was going to be coming to the DC streaming service, now known DC Universe. So we're going to be getting Young Justice Season 3, which is known as Young Justice Outsiders, exclusively on this service. And I'm pretty excited about this. I've never actually seen Young Justice. I wasn't really into the animated TV shows when I was younger. It just didn't really happen to be in my sort of field. But I'm definitely interested in this season, and I will definitely give it a go when I do get this service into my hands, because I will subscribe to this, at least for just a month, just to try it out and see if it's good, and if the shows are good. I mean, if it's not good, then I'll get rid of it, but I'm definitely going to give it a go at first, and obviously you guys can stay tuned for all that content that'll be coming out for that. Obviously, that's still a way away, though. But yeah, Young Justice Outsiders, I'm definitely interested to see it, and hopefully we get some footage pretty soon. There is also a Harley Quinn R-rated animated show being released on here, which is a very interesting choice. Obviously, Harley Quinn as a character has massively spiked in popularity ever since the release of Suicide Squad in 2016. And pretty much DC have been banking in on this Harley Quinn hype, even, announcing so many films like the Gotham City Sirens, and then the most recently announced Birds of Prey. All these films that are going to include Harley Quinn, and now we're going to be getting a Harley Quinn animated show exclusively on the DC streaming service, and it's going to be R-rated, which is quite interesting. That's definitely a different direction, so I suppose this is going to be a lot more in line with some of the more some of the more violent DC animated movies that are out there, which I very much enjoy, so that's definitely going to be interesting for me. I have a feeling this is going to be quite similar to the, the Deadpool animated series. It's going to be quite similar to that, so hopefully we get something interesting there, something cool. Hopefully with lots of different connections to other DC characters. It'd be really cool to see that. Perhaps they do their own version of the Birds of Prey on there, or the Gotham City Sirens on there. That'd be cool to see implemented. So yeah, I'm interested in that, and definitely will give it a go when it releases. What's interesting about the Harley Quinn show is, who will they get to voice Harley Quinn? Will they go with the classic Tara Strong, or will they go with Margot Robbie? I think this would be interesting to see which one they go for. I mean, I imagine that Tara Strong, she does all the Harley Quinn voiceovers for the DC animated stuff, and all the voiceover work, whereas obviously Margot Robbie is the live action, but I imagine it'll be Tara Strong, but I could potentially see them doing Margot Robbie if they wanted to, kind of like how they did with other stuff, so I don't know, maybe it could happen, but Margot Robbie, based on all these films that have been announced, she could be pretty busy for the next couple of years. Now, there's also Titans, which is one we've known about for a long time, and I'm very excited about Titans. This is a live-action Teen Titans show, and we've seen a few things. We don't really know much about it. We don't really know what the story is. We don't really know who the villain is at this point, as far as I'm aware. But we do see a lot of costume reveals, and we've seen a lot of set photos recently. Like, for example, we've seen Brenton Thwaites as Robin, which I think is brilliant casting. That is amazing casting, is Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson. We've seen his Robin suit, which looks amazing. We've also seen Hawk and Dove in an official press release photo. And then on set, we have seen Beast Boy and Raven. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. There's also hints that perhaps Blue Beetle's going to be in this show. A couple others as well, like Wonder Girl. She might be showing up here. I really hope that Deathstroke perhaps makes an appearance, but based on the DCEU, probably not. I'm very excited about this show, though. Very excited. I think the Teen Titans is such a cool comic property, so to see a live-action show about that is awesome. I hope the episode length is good. I hope it stays between 10 to 13 episodes. That would be perfect. If they can do that, then that'd be great. I think, you know, the whole cast looks really great and diverse. I think they all fit their roles perfectly. Like I say, I think Brenton Thwaites is perfect casting for Dick Grayson. We also have a great bit of casting with Ryan Potter as Beast Boy. That's another great bit of casting there. There's so much cool stuff going on with this, so I'm very, very excited about Titans, and this is definitely going to be the thing. Like, I'm going to subscribe to this service for a month just so I can watch this show. I'm going to watch this show regardless because I'm very excited about it, and nothing can really stop me from that. So yeah, definitely excited about Titans. So hopefully we get some more information. Hopefully we get a trailer very soon. Now, there is also the surprise announcement that they threw in there last night about a live-action Swamp Thing show. Now, this blew my mind. Like, a live-action Swamp Thing show, what's the budget going to be on this? Like, this is going to be surely an insane budget for a show, especially taking a gamble on a brand new streaming service like this, exclusively for DC. I'm surprised they're getting the budget for that, unless, obviously, the effects are terrible, but I'm very interested to see how they actually execute this, because, obviously, Swamp Thing, very good character, has a lot of ties to the Justice League Dark, of course, and I think this is a very interesting show, and something that'd be very different, a very different superhero show to anything we have seen before, and that very much excites me. And I think this is going to be a very cool looking show, you know, very atmospheric and very tonally different to what we've seen before. Also, James Wan is going to be an executive producer who, if you're not familiar with James Wan, he's a big horror director, but he's also the director of the upcoming Aquaman film for the DC films. So he's directing Aquaman, so now he's going straight from that DC property into this one as an executive producer, so that's very exciting news. That's very capable hands there. And I think it's going to be awesome. One thing that's going to be interesting to see is if we get other ties to the Justice League Dark, which is something I've always wanted to see, like a live-action Justice League Dark, so hopefully we might get some of that. Could Matt Ryan show up as Constantine? Maybe. I'm going to say no, just because, you know, he is technically officially part of the Arrowverse now, because obviously now he's showed up in a couple of Arrowverse shows. He's now a series regular on Legends of Tomorrow, but it'd be cool maybe if they could get Matt Ryan to come over for an episode. That would be cool. Other ties to Justice League Dark, I think this is the most interesting of the four, and definitely one I can't wait to see how they execute it, because it's very different to anything we've seen before. Speaking of the Arrowverse, though, what is to come of the CW shows? Because there has been a lot of speculation that perhaps the CW shows would move over to this service eventually, which, to be honest, I could see happening. That is definitely a possibility, given the fact that streaming services such as Netflix and Amazon Prime, you know, these are the main places where people watch TV shows these days. You know, these are big markets, so I could see DC wanting to cash in on this. I mean, they already are, clearly, by making this, but, you know, taking their already existing shows like Arrow and The Flash, Supergirl, Legends, Gotham, Krypton maybe, bringing them over to this streaming service, because it could really boost their views, which is what some of them really need. Like, I think Arrow desperately needs a boost in views, but I don't know. Should you be worried about it? I mean, it depends. It depends on how you feel about it. Like, for someone like me, I'd actually be fine with these shows going over to the streaming service, because in the UK, these shows don't actually air live on TV. They do, but they're about 2 or 3 weeks behind, so that's not good for someone like me who has to make videos on it. So I'd be perfectly fine if they wanted to put these on the streaming service. I'd be perfectly fine with that, but I understand some people may not want to do that. Some people may be fine with just their cable TVs in the US, and they don't want to subscribe to this external thing, especially because so many people already subscribe to a service like Netflix or Amazon Prime. Like, I subscribe to Netflix myself, so I could see that being a problem for some people, but honestly, I don't think this is going to happen yet. I think this has still got like a couple of years to go before we actually potentially see these shows move over. But I'm still very interested to see if they do make something with the CW and say, right, we're going to take all your shows and put them on our service. And that'd be interesting if they make that move, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, because like I said, I think it's a big market that they could capture, and I think they could really grow their audience with this move if they did it, if they moved the Arrowverse shows over. So that'd be very interesting. But you guys can tell me in the comment section below what you think about the DC streaming service, otherwise known as the DC Universe. Are you excited about it? Are you not? Which shows do you think sound very interesting? You know, I think they're all in their own right very interesting. Will you be subscribing to this service? That's the most interesting question. Will you actually, you know, give this a go when it comes out? I think it's coming out later this year, or maybe next year. I'm not too sure on that. Like I said, I'm most excited for Titans. I really want to see what Titans is and how good that can be. So I'll definitely be giving Titans a look out of all of them, and also Swamp Thing, which Swamp Thing is probably about a year out, to be honest, but I'm still really interested to see a live action Swamp Thing show. That'd be very, very different, very unique. But tell me all your thoughts about the DC Universe in the comment section down below. Very interested to see how everyone's kind of feeling about this, so tell me all your thoughts in the comments. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It will help me out a lot, and share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.